This is a really beautiful Ma'aseh Shahaya, which can only happen over here. So this kid, after being off the derech and very far away from Yiddishkeit, finally, parents were here a few years, and he got married, Baruch Hashem, Kedas Moshe v'Yisrael, in a regular from Chasana Hall. You know, really, it's nice, and most, maybe all of our kids end up doing that, which is really, it's beautiful. So the father and mother came to me a few days before the wedding. We have a major issue. So, okay, come, let's talk. And they're twisted. You know, they took their kid from being on death's door to being, Baruch Hashem, healthy and functioning and wanting to marry a frum girl and, you know, to build a bayis neman b'Yisrael. What's the crisis? So he tells me, my son is getting married. It's the beginning of their life together. This is it, right? This is what, you know, all the money is for and all the hype. It's because, you know, this is it, starting their life together. And he's going to start his life walking down the chuppah and dancing with the family, and he doesn't wear a hat, and the rest of the family is all going to wear hats. So he's starting off that I'm less frum than everybody, everyone is one way and I'm another way. I don't think that makes sense. So I think we should all, my family, my son-in-law, me, the father was telling me, chashav a guy, he's a chashav a ben Torah. Me, my son-in-laws, all the men in our family should not wear our hats to the wedding. So that way, he shouldn't feel inferior, and he should feel that, yeah, there's a difference, we wear this, you don't wear it, but it's not important. How do you know it's not important? Because we're not going to wear it. And by us making it not important, it'll take away the gap, and he'll feel more chavershaft and connection to the family. Can you imagine such an amazing idea? And he was saying that, you know, on the one hand, everybody who knows me, he's like 65 years old, it's gonna be strange. It's gonna be really strange. You know, everybody's gonna, they know me my whole life. We're all without, but you know what? I think it's worth it. And he was going back and forth, and so first of all, you see how people's minds can be trained to be so sensitive that even to think in those terms, that I don't want my kid to feel inferior. I want to, you know what it's like? It's like if we're all together, then there's power. And if you're here and we're all here, there's a lack of power. He needs more connection, not less. So let's not let this hat, you know, beautiful, beautiful idea. I'll tell you the end of the story. I told them I wasn't sure, and they asked HaRav Chaim KANIEVSKY what to do. HaRav Chaim said that for the chuppah, they should wear a hat, but the rest of the chasana, they should take it off. But here's the end of the story. They're on the way to Borough Park to the chasana hall, and the son says, I want to buy a hat. Out of the blue. They did not see this coming. I want to buy a hat. They went into Bancroft, Zatzal, the one that burnt down before, you know. They went into Bancroft, he's looking at hats, and the guy's schmoozing. He says, yeah, it's for my chasana. He says, wow, when are you getting married? He says, in an hour. And he put on the hat, and the family all had their hats on for the chuppah, and then afterwards they took it off. Nobody really noticed, first dance. So I don't know what to learn from this story, but first of all, to me it seems pashut, Reb Chaim's bracha, that, but it's the family, you know. They really wanted, they were willing to sacrifice something, whatever this thing is, you know. They were willing to sacrifice because they wanted nafshay kshura b'nafshay. And I guess on the part that they couldn't do, so Hashem helped that he, right? Isn't that beautiful? It's a beautiful story. The point is that we have to, of course, we have to ask Rabbanim. That's what they did. But we have to be open to what's blocking my connection from my kid, and make sure that it's a real thing and it's not just something that we could remove in order to connect. I'll tell you another story. There's a father that came to me, and he came a little bit earlier than what I really let, because he's a close friend of mine, and so I didn't have a choice. So he came to me in the beginning, and his kid was already off, but it was Shavuos, and the kid told his father, you know, it happened already a week or two before, where he forgot his hat. You know, he was going Friday night to shul, and he's like, where's your hat? He's like, oh, right, my hat. You know, it's like forgot. You know how that is, you know, then the yarmulke, they just become very forgetful. So the week or two already, he forgot it once, forgot it twice, and he said, oh, why do I have to wear it? And the father begged and pleaded, and then we realized there's a much bigger problem here. I told the father, listen, it was Shavuos, we spoke Erev Shavuos, and And he said, I see that the hat days are over. So I said, listen, I'll tell you what I would do. It was very rainy anyway. I said, it was hot or rainy, I don't remember something. I said, go without your hat. What? I should go without my hat? I said, yeah. Just don't let him feel, I just made a rebellion. I walked in without a hat. I'm different than my father. Just leave your hat at home. You could say that you forgot it, it got damaged. Nobody really cares. Nobody's looking. But your kid will know that this thing that he did not separate you from him. A very extreme thing. A lot of people wouldn't think that way. But I could tell you that the son Taka spiraled, and the father really held on to him. One of true TP black belt parents, like mamish, amazing parents. And the nachas is in the end. The nachas is, I was at the kid's wedding. Really lechtig boy, who is fantastic, shining, erlich, frum. They got everything that they wanted. So when and where is of course always a subject, but the idea that it's not like life goes on, this is who I am, these are our kids. So if the gap is too much between us and our children, we have to learn how to close the gap in order to hold on to them, because it's all about connection. It's all about the connection. Kids who are really connected to mom and dad either don't spiral, or if other things cause them to have a trauma and spiral, you're going to hold them and bring them back to safety, Be'ezus Hashem.